Hello everyone, welcome to our webinar series of TradeClue. Now today we have come with our 15th webinar and it would be pretty much different from all the webinars we have covered so far. You can find all the intraday webinar series in the playlist of our TradeClue channel and you can subscribe to get our notifications on time. If we see in our intraday setup, we basically have covered all the formats of intraday. So one can go and check each of these, giving you independent trade setups on intraday format. Now, last we were talking about a breakout, or what is a real breakout versus fake breakout. All this we were focusing on consolidation. So if the price under moves or goes sideways or consolidation, will it be breaking on the upside or on the downside? Now, all this analysis we used to do using price action. Today, we have brought a new tool. Instead of price action, we'll also combine it with the OI. So you have option chain OI, and that's where we bring in a dynamic OI tool into TradeClue. So let's have a quick view on the OI tool, and let us also apply that OI tool through this entire week for weekly Nifty and Bank Nifty. Now what we see over here is Nifty chart and it's on 15-minute time frame. Now what we have to see is where Nifty started and wherever it stops and undergoes consolidation. So I can say on Monday for this week, when the Nifty started, it went down all the way, came down and then started going sideways. We can clearly say that it is kind of consolidation and then finally it breaches on the downside. Same way, it went all the way down and the ended the day almost at the day low. Second day, we can see that Nifty going up, opening gap up, zooming all the way to the top, then again going up and again started going sideways. And then we can clearly see here it takes a breakout on the upside. So here we have a consolidation patch breaking on the downside. Here we have a consolidation patch breaking on the upside. Same way, next day it opens gap up, zooms up, almost makes the top, comes back down and goes a little bit sideways and a big drop comes on Nifty. Then the last day of the expiry, we see it going all the way sideways and then it zooms all the way to the top. Now today, last day of the expiry, we also had the RBI meeting. So it is always better to avoid using this tool during the event times. Now this was the event times and you can clearly see big spikes on the upside and downside is happening, unless wait for either upside or downside breakout to happen. Once the breakout has taken place, goes all the way to the top, now it again goes sideways. And we can see the same format over here in the sideways and then goes all the way down, similar to this red, green, red sharply, and then it starts going down, red, green, red, then below this green candle sharply goes down. So idea over here is to understand these consolidation patches, whether it will give us an indication whether the sellers are more heavy or buyers are more heavy. So what we are trying to do here is to look for all these consolidation phase. Now, first to understand where many people try to know which time frame to use. I'm using over here is 15-minute time frame. And obviously, once you have a 15-minute breakout up or down with a strong red or green candle, it becomes very, very strong. Then you can go into 5-minute to go in for execution. So one is called as analysis time frame, another is called as execution time frame. So 15-minute, I am doing my analysis time frame. And then you have your 5-minute, which is called as execution time frame. So once I get the confirmation, I would like to go, then switch it into 5-minute, try to take a trade. Now, if I'm trying to sell over here, obviously the stop loss should be decided by 15-minute candle. So I can keep my stop loss here or a little bit higher. Same way, if I see, okay, fine, a strong green candle has come through, I would like to keep a stop loss below the 15-minute candle. Same way, if I'm trying to sell somewhere over here, I would like to keep my stop loss somewhere above these candles. Same over here, if I'm trying to see 15-minute solid red candle has come, I would like to sell a trade over here, keeping my stop loss above. So what is happening over here? Higher time frame helps you whether the force is there on downside or upside. Apart from that, once you are taking a trade even on 5-minute or 3-minute time frame, you know on a very big time frame. Because if you're trying to take a trade on 3-minute, 5-minute, obviously 15-minute is like 5 times or 3 times the time frame of your execution. And that is where you should use for stop loss. So 15-minute we are trying to use for analysis. 5 minute or 3 minute, we are trying to do our execution. Our stop loss will get defined using our analysis. That is your analysis time frame 15 minutes. So my entire course of webinar will be now on 15 minutes, and we exactly know how to execute on smaller time frame, and we clearly now know from 15 minutes how to go out and look for our stop loss. So 15 minutes helps you to put our stop loss in place. Now let me show you or introduce you to the new tool called as dynamic OI. The point over here is, let me see that market has gone down. Now it's going sideways. It has shown a sharp red candle over here. Breakdown is now being clearly visible. Whether it will go down or not is what my you can say kind of confusion is, whether it will further go down or not, because after a big fall and sideways, he might go, he might not go. So what I do over here, after the red candle, please understand, after the red candle, knowing that it has broken down an important support consolidation zone and day low, then I go and into the drawings, I have to draw a red triangle. This red triangle is nothing but a patch that you need to draw from the consolidation start zone to the end zone. So what have I done over here is nothing but a consolidation zone which has been plotted from the starting point to the end point. Now you can select any point of consolidations over here. I can clearly see some kind of consolidations that have happened till here. Main agenda is to see what is happening here. Okay, so idea is first you plot from left to right the entire consolidation zone. Now the question is, in this consolidation, this is called as the starting consolidation and this is called as the ending consolidation, because once the consolidation is ended, you can clearly see a sharp down move has happened. Once you plot this, this is the start and this is the end, and we can say that the market is somewhere around this point, which is 10,950 or so. I need to hit a button above the logout button, which is called as option dynamic toolbox. Now when you open this toolbox, you get two expiries. One is the near weekly expiry, another is the monthly expiry. Now since we are focusing more on the weekly expiry, we will choose 6th of August, and you can select out of the money. If you do not select out of the money, then all these you will get call and put simultaneously. So it becomes neat if you select out of the money, the current expiry automatically gets selected and the zone that you have selected. So here, what is the point, starting point and the ending point is shown over here, the zone that you have selected. Now, this zone which I have selected is from morning till, you can say, around 12:15. Okay, so it's written over here 9:15 to 12:15. The point is to understand in this 3 hours what is happening. We can clearly see a tall towers are being built on the call side, or you can say the red towers are being built on the out of the money call side. So how to use or analyze this data? It's very simple. If you see big towers of red, that means Nifty will face huge resistance at the top and it is unable to go above. And if it starts going down, there is no support over here. So the downside can start and there is no support on Nifty. So clearly when the consolidation breaks and then you're taking a trade, this tool can help you seeing that where the pressure is more. Can it go high? No, it cannot, because of the big towers, or you can say number of contracts. These are called as OI, open contracts, which are added or subtracted. Either they have removed or either they have come. So we can say so many contracts have been added in this time zone. Now, this is your selected time zone. But what I do over here, everyone can select their own time zones. But agenda is whenever you're trying to take a trade, always see 60 minute, 30 minute, 15 minute. Now let me tell you what do you mean by 60, 30 and 50. 60 basically means I am tracking 4 candles from the end zone, not from the start zone, from the end zone. Now why end zone is important? Because I want to know breakdown will happen or not. So 60 minutes means 4 candles, 1, 2, 3 and 4. If I go for 30 minutes, that means I'm only talking about these 2 candles. I want to know where the pressure is more. If I take 15 minutes, that means I'm only talking about this red candle. So when I go out and check, let's say on the 60 minute, is sellers more or not? Yes, the towers are high. The red one is higher than the green ones. The green ones have not come through. Okay, so we can clearly say that the pressure is more on the selling side. So the pressure is more on the downside and there is no big support coming over here on the downside. We can clearly see the big support is around 10,900. So if you see over here, if the fall starts, goes all the way down, you have clearly coming almost to 10,900. If I go for 30 minutes, the same thing can be seen over here also. Here you can see number of people coming out, but people are adding positions here. People are adding positions here in last 30 minutes. Okay, and then we can see sharp addition of position is happening at 10,900. That clearly shows that here at 10,900 you can get big support when Nifty falls. So you know now that yes, pressure is more on the sell side. If I take a trade, keep my stop loss, I know where my target can be or where I will hit on the first stop, first kind of big support. So again, we do the analysis. First, we plot the zone. Second, we hit on the toolbar. Third, we need to understand who is heavy. So if I have selected this, my time zone, we are very clear that there is a large amount of selling pressure which is high. Now, when we go to 60 and 30 and 15, I want to understand what is happening in the end part of the zone. So end part of the zone gives me more clarity. So I always go and select 60, 30 and 15, getting a clear view who is in command. Okay, and I can clearly see from point A, from point B, from point C, the sellers are in command. The red towers are more and the green tower is not there at all. Number of OI or number of addition of OI is not happening on the green tower. So the ideal case is red tower should be big and the green tower should be less, or you can also see green towers removing. Removing means people are coming out, and if the price starts falling down below this zone, there is no support. So let's go and do a couple of more cases, 1, 2, 3, and we have much more clear idea how it works. Now we can see Nifty zoomed up all the way, goes sideways, shows a strong green candle coming through. I want to know whether it will go further up or not. So what I do over here, go into my paint where I try to select the selection of the zone. So I select the zone now over here. Once the zone is selected from point A to B, the starting point is not important. The end point is important because after this I take a trade. I want to know whether it will go up or not. Then I go to the tool and we are almost over here, which is around 11,050. When you go to the tool, we can now clearly see what the zone that you have selected. There is 11,100. You can clearly see huge amount of kind of selling can come at 11,100, or you can say the price can stop here. After that, price can stop at 11,200. Now we are at 11,050 at the money. So here, if you're trying to buy, you clearly know it can go almost to 11,100. So if you see, price was around 11,050, it went almost to 11,100. So let's also analyze. As I said, you can select whatever zone, but most important is before the breakout, when you are taking a trade, I want to know what has happened in the last 1 hour, last 30 minutes, last 15 minutes. So I go and see whether the same thing is being seen over here or not. We can see on this zone, strong support is there. So I now go and see on 60 minutes, we can clearly see there is support only at 11,000 which has come through, but there is a strong selling pressure at 11,100. So if you're trying to take a trade, you clearly know there is no big support over here. And if you take a trade, then you have a selling pressure coming at 11,100. If I see last 30 minutes also telling me you will be stopped at 11,100. But last 30 minutes has more inputs, like last 30 minutes says so much of addition, 2,000 addition on the 11,000 base. And then we can say all these people have gone out. Now what does this show? The negative shows there is no kind of resistance over here. If the price has gone up, it will go all the way to 11,100. This is the most important sign, where the negative means people are running away. So there is no traffic jam. The price can start moving up and can reach to 11,100. But there is a big support at 11,000. So I need to go 60 minutes, 30 minutes, 15 minutes, and then we need to understand whether I can take a trade or not. In 15 minutes, it is so clear 11,000 and 11,050 both have huge support, number of contracts coming in, but here the number of contracts going out, which is very, very clear that people are not over here straight. You will go and hit 11,100. So idea over here is selection of zone and then going to 60, 30 and 15. Let's do one more case. Price going all the way to the top, goes sideways, comes back down, and here we can see red, green, red kind of sideways activity from the top. I want to know whether the continuation will happen or not if I want to sell Nifty over here. So I go into this, select my zone. When I select my zone over here, I want to know now next what will happen. Whether the pressure is more on the buy, good support is there in this area, then I will not sell over here. So I go and select my tool once again. So this is my selected zone, which shows that lot of support is there. So if you are trying to sell over here, you will hit with a lot of support over here, 11,100, 11,150, which clearly means that you might not get a very good fall. But then, as I said, this is your selection. Your selection can be wrong. The agenda is the last candle will always be same for everyone. The starting can be anywhere, but the last will always be same for everyone. So whatever box you draw, more important is to see 60, 30 and 15. When I say 60, I'm trying to understand what has happened in the last four candles. In the last four candle, I can see a huge command of 11,200, where we can clearly see 12,000 people have come in duration of 1 hour. That clearly shows a lot of selling can come through on the downside. Now, when it is coming through on the downside, the first support may be around 150, 11,100. Otherwise, it is a smooth fall to 11,100. Same way, if I go and see 30 minutes. In 30 minutes, the most important is not only the addition, but also people going out. That is also a good sign. If people are going out, negative number means you can go sharply down straight to 11,150, and once it crosses to 11,100. And then you go and check, okay, last 15 minutes, what do you observe? Again, the same story. So when you have a common consensus coming into 60, 30 and 15, and you have your mindset of taking a trade because of the candle pattern, because of some important level, plus this also adds a pointer or a feather in the cap. Okay, so this is like a conviction point that you get, and all this is live. So during the market, these are live numbers which gets updated, and it helps us to take more concrete decisions. Now, after the RBI meeting today, Nifty went all the way to the top, went again sideways, similar to this if you see. Then it made red, green, red, kind of selling pressure is high, bearish engulfing structure over here. So I would like to select from the high range to the low range over here, whether it will further fall or not. So this is the point where you have to select till the end candle. Now end candle will always be same for everyone, as I say, because after this a fall will come or not. Should I take the trade now or not? Whether the pressure is more on the downside or not, that can be understood. So I select my this zone, go to my toolbox, OTM, current expiry, selected zone. Now selected zone is saying a lot of support is there at 11,200. So price may not go down. Okay, that's why I said you can select anywhere and you can even go wrong. So it is better to go out and select and see 60, 30 and 15. What does that mean? 60 means I'm trying to see in last four candles what has happened. 30 means last two candles what have I done, and in last 15 means only one candle what is the activity, because the recent one will give you more clear picture of the next up move or down move that can happen or not. So when I go and check 60 minutes over here, okay, it is telling me some kind of selling activity is there, but this is 16,000, this is 15,000. So more or less, this is like a same story. It doesn't seem that anyone is more powerful or not. Let's see on 30 minutes. On 30 minutes, it gives me a very clear picture that people are running out from down. There is no support once the price starts going down. That gives me more courage to go up and short. But this is like 30 minutes, last three candles clearly is telling me very, very sharp downside can come, because nobody is interested to add position in last 30 minutes. They are removing positions. Okay, last 15 minutes, I can clearly see the same story happening on a bigger scale. That means this red candle has shown that people have gone out all the way from the down, and sharp amount of selling has come right at the top, means addition of OI has come at the top. Now here people are going, they are very far. So that's okay if people are going out, but more important is nearby, the candles have to be big. And here we can clearly see no green support is seen, which becomes very, very clear downside is open. So the 60, 30, 15, normally 60 might give you a little vague output, but 30 and 15 can give you more concrete output. But I would always suggest go for 60 first to get a viewpoint. If you get 60 also in your favor, the sellers are heavy, then it's a bingo, a jackpot. Right? 60, 30, 15 telling you same story, fantastic. At least 30 and 15 should tell you the same story. So I hope you can use this. You will use this tool more effectively whenever you want to go in and go for a buy or a sell trade. But more importantly, to use this tool only during consolidation breaks. Do not try to put a box over here in last 4 candle. Now should I buy Nifty or not? Those are not adequate points to use the tool. The tool is to understand in the sideways journey who will win. Is it the buyer or is it the seller? And that's where you have the live tool OI over here. And kindly check when you log in, you have this activated in your login. Now you can also get a demo login. So once you go to tradeclue.com, so I'll just show it to you, tradeclue.com, and you can have your demo login by going for new registration. So once you go for new registration, you can have your demo login, and once you get your login, if you have face any difficulty, you can WhatsApp or you can call us straight away. Right, so I hope this tool will be fantastic. We have already got a lot of feedbacks. People are using it extensively to catch these kind of trades, and it was giving them much more clarity. So whatever setup you are following, I'm just telling you, use this tool to get one more insight whether it is also telling me to sell or not. Right, so thank you very much for attending the webinar, and we'll be posting this on YouTube, so you can also go back and refer to these concepts over and over again if you have any doubts. Thank you very much.